Yes. Hey everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. On this channel, we try to cover all things reality, TV news and gossip, trending topics. Today, we're going to be talking about Ariana Madix and Katie Maloney's sandwich shop, something about her, because on a recent episode, we saw them talk about Penny, who was brought in as their COO of the company. We recently found out that she's like no longer a partner or that they never intended for her to be a partner. Well, Penny, the chef, COO, whatever they want her to be, she's actually spoken out and she's providing proof that they had all intents for her to be a partner. So the Sun actually published this article. I'm going to play a clip of the most recent episode where they discuss Penny in the episode. Penny is like a very famous chef out in Hollywood, from my understanding, and she was brought in to help the girls. She was brought in by Lisa Vanderpump. She sat down with the girls. She kind of established everything for them because they're not in the restaurant business. They had no idea what they were doing. She even filed their trademark for them. So she's done everything. She's been in a couple of the episodes, and now they're basically saying that she's not a part of it at all. She's speaking out to say, I've kind of done everything. I am a partner, and they have not come to me to fire me or let me go. And she's basically saying like it's crappy business for them, which I agree. Like two girls, reality TV stars, venturing into the restaurant industry in Hollywood. Like if you want to make a name for yourself, this is not, you're not starting off on the right foot by not even letting go someone that is this well known in the food industry. So we're going to watch a clip really quick of the recent episode and then we'll get all into it. I hope this is it.
And you guys aren't speaking to her.
There's a lot of missing pieces.
She proposed she would like to be paid a salary and then like a percentage that she would want. And so we sent that to our lawyer.
Well, I think she's
And also,
so,
as the two sole owners of this business,
she's
and
gonna
you
be a
can't say
partner,
as no.
oh, she's not.
So Lisa just asked them right there. She's going to be partner, right? Because that was Lisa's understanding. And Ariana's like, no.
Not going to be a partner. That's
This
not what
isn't like the three of us as the Three Musketeers.
Oh,
She receives a salary, and then we offered on the back end 10% of profits from this location.
I looked at the trademark, and the
Okay, now this is on Vanderpump Rules, the after show, where Brock, he did a little digging. I love that Brock did some digging into this. He's like, let me see who filed the trademark. Let me see. I love that he did this. So he's going to talk about the fact that the trademark is actually owned by Penny.
trademark is owned by Penny, the lady they hired. The trademark is owned by her husband, ladies and gentlemen, which means the sandwich brand is owned by Penny and her husband, who is an attorney, a litigator. And I know for a fact that they're having issues trying to get a contract with this woman. As you can tell by the second sandwich tastings, the girls have no idea what to do. They hired this woman to do the job.
Right.
So we're going to go into the article really quickly because the article gives more context. And I will say I've seen the trademark paperwork on TikToks. We're actually going to look at one in a little bit. It was filed by Penny and her husband. And we'll watch that in a minute. So let's look at the Sun's article and then let's discuss. Because Penny is like well known in Hollywood in the food industry. And she kind of stepped in as a favor to like Lisa Vanderpump, from my understanding, because Ariana and Katie knew nothing about the business. They knew nothing. Penny has done all the permits and everything, and she says she's got all the proof. She's got the emails. She did share some text messages. So that's what we're going to go over right now. All right, VPR stars Ariana Madix and Katie Maloney's sandwich shop chef has proof she is partner in the company after they oust her. Oh, look at that. Socks with heels. Okay. Oh, their socks are their socks for the something about her. Cool. All right, Chef Penny Davida, I don't know how you pronounce that last name, has been an integral part of something about her since the beginning. She's been featured on a few episodes of the show with Ariana and Katie. Here they are inside Something About Her, wearing their merch. Cool. Here's Penny. Okay. In the April 30th episode, Lisa sat down with Ariana and Katie to get an update on the sandwich shop opening. When they brought up Chef Penny and said that when Lisa brought up Chef Penny and said that she had learned that Ariana and Katie were no longer talking to Penny, Ariana revealed there's a lot of missing pieces to the story. Katie explained that Penny proposed that she would be paid a salary and a percentage that she would want. She said, so we sent that to our lawyer. Ariana added, she received a salary and then we offered on the back end 10% of the profits from this location. Ariana claimed that Chef Penny wasn't going to be a partner despite her helping them create the West Hollywood Shop's menu, among other things. Ariana said, this isn't like the three of us as the Three Musketeers. Meanwhile, Katie confessed to the cameras. We had originally brought Penny on to be our COO, Chief Operating Officer, and head of back of house, but we're having a little trouble seeing eye to eye in what her role will be in our business. Now, an exclusive interview with The Sun, Penny is sharing her side of the story after it being edited out of the show over her reported falling out with reality stars. So Penny said, once they agree on email that they agree to my terms and that I should proceed with the work, the intent by California law, I am a partner. I own 10% of that business, 10% of the entire brand and of the gross. I wasn't going to do auditing on anybody, but 10% of every time they took money out of the business, I would take money out of the business. The Food Network chef went on to explain that she has email proof and text messages proving that she was and still is a partner. She said, we didn't sign a contract. There's an intent. I sent them. And they're like, okay, just email us everything you want and we'll run it by our attorneys. But to me, that kind of sounds like, okay, if you said it in text and they said, okay, send it over, if it's not signed off on, is it legal? Is it really does that stand up in court? I mean, her husband is an attorney. He's a litigator. So maybe she's mentioning the intent, like, oh, they intended to sign it. They just never did. I don't know. She said, so I have the email. I sent them everything that I wanted, which was a monthly fee and then the percentage of the entire Something About Her brand, not of one store. Penny said that she never signed a contract because A, it took months to get the first draft from the girl's lawyer, and B, the contract was not what they agreed upon. We get the first draft and there's so much BS in there that I was like, wait a second, that's not what we agreed upon. They were like, oh, well, we'll give you 10% of profits vested over 3 years, explaining that she would not be able to receive the 10% until 3 years have passed. I don't like that. No way, Jose. If I'm working for your business and I'm doing all that she's alleged that she's done, I'm not going to wait 3 years to start earning my 10%. Who would? I don't think anybody would wait, especially if they're your COO, they're the chef, they're doing all the things that she's claiming that she did. Monthly salary and 10%. Why not? I could be wrong, but that's what I would expect. And another unreasonable clause she didn't agree on was that they stated they could terminate the contract at any time with no cause, and she would lose all her interest earned immediately. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Chef Penny confirmed that she was paid a chunk of money by the VPR stars, not as much as they made from selling merchandise, she claims, but did not say how much she is still owed. Thank you so much, Donna, for the super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. So it all started when Lisa, who Penny claimed didn't want anything to do with the business, connected her with Ariana and Katie. So Lisa didn't want anything to do with it, right? So she contacted Penny and was like, will you help? And Penny was like, sure, I'm happy to jump in. I would love to be a part of this with you guys and really help you grow. Then Ariana was like, we would love to be able to pay you. I'm sure you're worth a lot, but we just can't afford what it's going to cost right now. Maybe we can work out to give you a percentage of the business, not a percentage of the profits, not a percentage of the profits of this little restaurant. So she's saying Ariana promised a percentage of the business, not just the restaurant, but the business. She said, I said, okay, we hugged, they filmed it, and great. So she's saying they got that on camera, filmed. VPR viewers watched as Penny oversaw the recipes and even was there when the cast tasted the sandwiches she had curated. Penny dealt with everything with the city, with the landlord, getting the permits, doing all the sketching, and so forth, according to Penny. And even met with people at 2 a.m. in hopes of getting the Los Angeles eatery up and running. She and her husband, Jonathan Lee Borsuk, helped file the trademark for Something About Her in August 2023, after they gave her the okay to fill out the application and proceed with the filing, as seen in a text message exchange from 2023 below between her, Katie, and Ariana. Guys, is Something About Her trademark? No. Okay, we need to get that done too. Jonathan asked. Okay, Jonathan will do this for us once we wrap up on our deal. Can you guys jump on joint call with attorneys Thursday? I know Ari is out. And then this is their like aprons. Let's buy one of this and I can send it to team in China to cost R and duplicate. Katie says, okay. After Katie confirmed that Chef Penny was no longer involved in Something About Her, Penny told the U.S. Sun that there was never a formal conversation between her and the business owner. Penny claimed they just stopped talking to me. Meanwhile, I was still doing all the work. They didn't even have the audacity to sit down with me. And this is what I would say to that. Like, this goes for anybody. If you're starting a business and it's like MTV when they want to let the girls go, they just don't talk to them. They just ignore them. Like, come on. Like, if you're going to run a business, you got to have some balls. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to hire and fire people. If you can't even let go of somebody, if you can't sit them down and say, okay, listen, we don't agree to the terms of what you want. So we're either going to have to work something else out or we're going to have to take a different avenue here. Like, this is, to me, it looks bad. If you want to be taken serious in anything where you have employees, you have to be able to fire them if you want. That, to me, I don't like that. Like, if this is true that like they're telling Lisa, like, oh no, we're not going to have her anymore. They're even on the show. They're like, Penny's out basically, but Penny's saying they never told me that. I don't like that. I think you should at least be able to tell people we're taking this a different direction. You need to look for employment elsewhere. She said, I'm not some effing garbage you picked up off the side of the street. I have a reputation in this industry, and that ticked me off more than anything. She continued, I have a stake in Something About Her. I may not be involved, but I have a stake in it. I never agreed to walk away, and I did all this work. She isn't even sure what to do about the trademark because the girls haven't been in touch with the chef, even though she's a phone call away and they can reach out anytime. At this time, Penny does not have plans to attend any of the grand opening festivities for Something About Her, even after it took years to open amid multiple setbacks. So, yeah, they're going to be opening. The Sun was the first to break the news that the official grand opening date is Wednesday, May 22nd, which was confirmed by Ariana and Katie. Penny concluded they will hopefully succeed, but it will be difficult given that they are really unable to be on top of it with everything they have going on. I know that it would have been a huge success and grown had I stayed on board. So when you okay, that makes sense what you're asking. But when you apply for an LLC, you do it in the business name, but also your name as well. So when you apply for an LLC, like Okay. You have to do the business name, but you also put your name. So it's in something about her. She applied for a trademark for something about her, but it's in her name, if that makes sense. Let's see. Chef Penny has appeared in some episodes of Vanderpump Rules, but claims a lot of what was filmed was edited out. I will say the sandwiches look good. They look good. All right. We're to a TikTok that I found. I need to start it over. Let's see.
VPR girlies, I'm going to break down the whole something about her trademark issue. Especially now with what we just heard Katie say on the podcast that she just did with Penny Mellencamp, where she said that Penny is no longer involved. Business owners, if you have a business, you need a trademark for it. That is the only way to get ownership over your brand. Trademark for something about her was filed in August of last year, and it was filed by Penny's LLC, Put a Fork in It. Ariana and Katie are not listed on this LLC from what I can see. They have a different LLC. It was filed by an attorney, which is her husband. Now, here's what matters. When you file a trademark, you can file that you're already in use, you're already selling, or that you intend to use it, which is what they did here because the restaurant obviously was not open yet. They were not selling. What this means is it goes through the process where it's going to take about 9 to 10 months for it to even get assigned to anyone at the trademark office. This is just an application. No one has a full registered trademark for anything. This application was just assigned to an examiner on April 15th. What happens now is they examine it to see if it is too similar to any other pending or registered trademarks. And then if there are any other issues with the application, today, April 25th, it was actually just approved for publication, which is basically the period where it gets published for 30 days for anyone to oppose your trademark. Typically, this is something that would happen only if someone is infringing or something like that. Then an opposer can come here and oppose it. This is potentially where the door opens for Katie and Ariana to oppose the trademark. And when you file a trademark, you're filing basically saying that you have a good faith basis to believe that you are the only person owning the trademark and that the only person that has the rights to use this trademark, that you're the one that's going to be bringing this to market. Because before they ever get a fully registered trademark, they would have to show proof that they're actually selling, as in selling under the brand something about her, which obviously Katie just said Penny is not involved in anymore. So unless she's planning to open like a separate brand for something about her, I don't know what she intends to do. But I think it'll be interesting to see, will we see an opposition filed during this publication period? If it were me, would I have also filed my own trademark simultaneously? Even if I was going to oppose this other trademark, probably. But it also really would depend on what type of conversations were happening behind the scenes with the other party. And that is something that we just don't know. This is a really good reminder for business owners that if you have a brand that you want to keep, and you don't want anyone else either using it or you don't want to be forced to rebrand, you want to be the first one to file this trademark. Because Katie and Ariana, like if they do file this opposition, those are not cheap. That's basically essentially like starting a lawsuit. The average cost can be about $100,000 for this. It can drag on for quite some time. So you always want to be the first to file. VPR girlies, I'm going to break down the whole something about her trademark issue.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Gemma and Luciana. Yes, they got a new chef. They're opening. Well, I would assume because they're opening May 22nd. So I would assume they have replaced her. And we just filming hasn't caught up to that point. But I would assume they've replaced her. So what she's basically saying is Penny and Penny's husband filed the trademark for something about her. Now, in the first part of the TikTok, she was saying it was just an application. It hasn't been assigned to be reviewed or anything, but she came back for a second part and said, okay, it's been assigned, it's been reviewed. And now what's going to happen is there's 30 days. It's out for publication. There's 30 days for anybody to oppose it, to say, oh, we already own this trademark, or we intend to use this trademark, or whatever. And she said now will be the time for Katie and Ariana to oppose it. That's what they would need to do. She said she would even file her own, something about her trademark on its own, and then oppose this one as well. However, she said this could be costly. She said it's like starting a lawsuit. So for Ariana and Katie to oppose this trademark, it could cost like $100,000. Now, she also said that when you file for a trademark, you have to show proof that you're going to be selling something under that trademark. Consider that Penny's no longer part of the business. How is she going to prove that? So more than likely, they can just somehow maybe swap it. Maybe Penny can drop it and they can kind of pick it up. I don't know, but the trademark was filed under Penny's name. Did they not do business since they were selling merch? Is that not so that's how they could have proof that they have. So that I do, and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know this for sure, but they have proof that they've already been selling something under the name, something about her. They've sold their merch. So if they file for a trademark, obviously, if they file for one, it would show where somebody's already filed for one, but they have the proof that they sold something under the name, something about her versus Penny, she doesn't. I really just feel like more than likely it's not going to be a big deal. Penny, unless she starts something else, some little something and names it something about her, then I feel like it's probably just going to be, she's just going to cancel it or maybe um, like sign it over to them or something. But it was filed. Penny and her husband, who is an attorney, did file the trademark. They do own it. They don't own it yet. It's in a process of where it hasn't been approved yet. And it could be opposed. So that's kind of where it is right now. But Penny says, per their conversations, per something that was taped, per emails, per text messages, it was discussed that she would basically be a partner. The only thing was contracts were never formally signed. But it was like they discussed it. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. Send it over so we can send it to our lawyers to be signed off on, looked over and signed off on. And it just never got to that point. But I'm like, does that really hold up in court? If you really have the evidence that you hugged it out, that you shook on it, that in text messages, okay, this is what I want. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Type it up, send it to our attorneys. Is that saying, okay, we agree to the terms? Or is that just saying, okay, we hear what you're saying, but we're not agreeing to it? I don't know, but Penny showed some messages where at minimum, she's talking about the trademark. She's not necessarily showing any messages where she is a partner. And I'm assuming because there's no contract that was signed, it was just like a handshake. This is what we're going to do. But they never went through with it because they were not 100% comfortable with what she wanted. I will say, based off what Penny's saying, like, oh, they wanted the right to, fire her and her lose any interest that she had in the business. I would not have done that. They should pay her out and buy the trademark from her for much cheaper. But yeah, they could do that. And Penny even alluded to the fact that they may have owed her money for whatever it was, for the things that she has done. Because she said they did pay me. And the article said she didn't say how much they owe her. So I'm assuming they may possibly still owe her for some work. But I guess maybe they could buy her out for the trademark. Either way, I'm going to need some more evidence. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need text messages where Ariana and Katie said okay to your terms and then just backed out. However, I will say it's not a good look to not be able to let somebody go. To tell on the show, say, oh no, she's no longer a part of it. We're not going with her. We're going a different direction, but not being able to sit that person down and say, we're going to go a different direction. Like, that doesn't look good. I don't think it's a good look for them. Like, you're going to be running a business. You have to be able to fire people. That's just what it is. I mean, well, I say you have to be able to, but I guess you don't because MTV has been letting people go left and right for years and not technically firing them. But I think it's just, it lacks balls when you can't fire somebody. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys leave your thoughts in the comment section below. They're going to be opening May 22nd of this year. They'll have their grand opening. I would love to go to LA and visit their shop. It looks cute. I don't understand the name. I've never been a fan of the name, something about her. If I was there walking down the street and I saw this place and it said something about her, I would assume it's like a little clothing boutique. I would assume that it is a hair salon. I would not assume that it is a sandwich shop at all. And the SAH for something about her reminds me of stay-at-home moms. Like the acronym for stay-at-home moms is SAHM. And the acronym SAH for their something. I don't know. I don't like the name. It sounds like a spy. Yes, it does. I think they could have come up with something a little more creative. That goes where people would know that it's like a restaurant of some sort, right? Anyways, you guys leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you believe? Do you believe Chef Penny? Do you believe Ariana and Katie? What do you guys think about this? Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm trying really hard to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. So please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.